Good morning, good morning. Good morning, everybody. Hey, girl, hey. How are we? Good morning. Happy Thursday. Um, so that means like I did my spiritual message on Monday, and I don't think I've been on to do my spiritual messages after that. It's kind of been just like a crazy busy week. Monday, the kids had their Valentine's Day parties because school was canceled on Friday because of a snowstorm. So I had that, and then, no, not Monday, Tuesday. So Monday, they had no school because it was President's Day. So that's when I went live. And then Tuesday, I didn't go live because they had their Valentine's Day parties. And we canceled Connor's therapies because of the Valentine's Day party. We didn't want him to miss out on his Valentine's Day parties. On Monday, Connor had therapy twice. I took Cutler on a date on Monday. Tuesday was not yesterday. My days are running together. Is anybody else super confused? When I take like cold medicine, it does not allow me to stay very grounded. I should probably use the shaker plate today. I'll do that before I have my Reiki. But I'm not very grounded. Tuesday. And then Troy took Cutler to his first wrestling thing because I was not feeling, I had done a Reiki and I'd done a reading and I just wanted to stay at home and rest. And so he took him there, but he took him to the high school instead of taking him to the church. And I had messaged him and told him to take him to the church. I even messaged the address and he still took him to the school, and they're silly. So they were late for wrestling. Yesterday was Wednesday. I had my nails. That was great self-care. Self-care Wednesday. And then we got a new mattress. Our mattress was kind of falling apart and it was under warranty. We had one of those purple mattresses, but it was under warranty and they allowed us to switch it and we upgraded. So we got to sleep on a new mattress last night, which was cool. The chickens didn't come in. They were supposed to come in yesterday, so we weren't able to get those. El Pollo Loco, she is doing well. I want to start introducing her to the other chickens today. So I want to put her out there, but kind of like, I might take some of the baby gate. We had this, we have this white metal baby gate because when Connor was little, he got into a lot of things. He was just very mischievous. And so we had this huge gate that I could put around my whole living room. And I kept it because it was expensive to get a metal one. It's like a playpen thing, but I'd like to like take some of the pieces off and make a small circle for her to be in there so that they can smell her and stuff, so we can start introducing her. I think she's gonna do well. They already pick on the red chicken that we do have, like because she's the rooster's favorite. So I'm hoping the two red chickens will team up against the two black chickens. I don't know. Does that sound bad? But I'm hoping that she'll have a friend because she needs a friend. Chickens get lonely and they like to be social and stuff. So I did go in there and I talked to her for a minute. And she does a lot of clicking, so you can tell she was loved because she's just a very sweet girl. So I hope that the other chickens really like her. And then hopefully we can get some babies from Cow Ranch this week. Okay. Today is Thursday. We have our sound bath tonight at 8 p.m. So if you're somebody local and you're interested in doing a sound bath tonight, it's for $25. I'll be playing the bowls, and Crystal will be doing energy healing. And I'm really excited because this is her, like, it's almost, I keep wanting to say it's like her debut, but like it's her first time doing it in the group setting. So I think it's going to be really fun. I love to watch my friends succeed and push themselves to do more things. Not things that they can't do, but things that they can do, and that, like, I just love helping uplift others. I don't know. Okay, so this is February 18th spiritual message because I've missed a couple days. Diversity is beautiful. We need to give each other the space to grow, to be ourselves, to exercise our diversity. So diversity is kind of like our differences. We need to give each other space so that we may both give and receive such beautiful things as ideas, openness, dignity, joy, healing, and inclusion. So, again, all about being your unique self and allowing others to be their unique self as well. February 19th, surround yourself with people who speak truth to your bullshit. What does that mean? You need people in your life who are kind, accepting, and loving, but it's equally important to have people who speak truth to bullshit. As Professor Bren Brown, PhD, often says, our friends are our compasses. They show us the way and redirect us when we're settling too low or our pride is leading us away from our center. Our ego often gets in the way of true friendships because we feign the good stuff and the things that will allow us to simply get by in life without having to work too much. We don't always want to be challenged because truth telling and honesty can hurt. The true power of good friends is that they will respect the fragility of our hearts, but also require us to step into our own truth and grace and honesty. Surround yourself with people who uplift you, but who also speak truth to your bullshit. Good morning, Jessica. Good morning, girl. There are those types of friends that can like offend us a little bit, but at the same time we love to learn and grow, and so it's nice when you have friends that are honest and don't just fake it. You know what I mean? Like, I love the relationship I have with Danielle and Crystal, and we all push each other to do more things and be the best versions of ourselves and step up into our own personal power. So a lot of the times we'll like be pushing somebody to do something more, like do something that we feel that they can accomplish. I don't know, or like we'll be like, well, what do you think about this? Can we do it differently? Or why do you, like I said, let's create a spreadsheet of our events that didn't do well, like our astrology class. Everybody wanted an astrology class and not a single person signed up. So I want us to keep a spreadsheet and be like, why didn't this do good? Was it just because it was the month of February and maybe people aren't as prone to going out and doing classes in February? Or what was the reasoning? You know what I mean? We would love feedback on all things. Everybody wanted the astrology class, but why didn't you sign up? I like when we're open and honest. Is it because we picked a bad day? Is it because you want the three of us to be teaching and not just Danielle? Is it because, like, what's the reasoning? What's the reasoning? Is it just the energy? Because I know that everybody's felt super, super tired. Like, I know that Crystal felt super tired, and then, like, I lifted her up, and now I'm in the super tired phase. But anyway, surround yourself with people who speak truth to your bullshit. 844 44444. We love the fours. And then today it says, the windy road upward. It's easy to look at what others have achieved and measure your own success or progress against it. But no one starts out at the top, and no one gets there the same way. One of the most courageous things you'll ever do is trust that there is in fact a path, and that path is whichever windy road you are traveling. Your path won't always be straight, and it won't always be easy, but it will always be yours, and it will always lead you to the mountaintops that is perfect for you. Trust in that. Different perspectives, right? And I do know that if people don't like that about you, Jessica, it's not because you're the issue, it's because they're unhealed. I did talk about this the other day, like my friend Jody, when we were working as nurses together, she was more laid back and chill, and I was more unhealed and bitchy, I guess. And I would always be complaining about something. I was always stressing myself out, and she would always try to give me the different perspective of, well, maybe this is why, or maybe that is why, and I always felt like she never had my back, because she was always, like, it almost seemed like she always was giving me the other perspective, and it always pissed me off. And now I just see that I was very angry back then, and very unhealed, and very unmanaged with my emotions, and I didn't realize that I was autistic back then, and I didn't realize how much my mother wound was, and I didn't realize how unheard and unloved I felt back then. But now I just see that she was more healed, and she was able to see the bigger picture of things. So if people don't like you for being open and honest, you're not the problem. Your energy is their problem. It triggers their triggers of their unhealed parts of them. And then this one was about I think that we compare ourselves a lot to other people. Did my computer start over? I hate when it does that. My ADD, my floaty brain. I really need to ground today. But when we're comparing even like in this niche, like the spirituality, like you see me doing spiritual things, working with crystals, creating stuff, like I think a lot of people could watch me and could compare themselves to me and think, oh my gosh, she is so much further ahead on her spiritual journey or whatnot. And I don't want you guys to do that, because there are some things that you're probably more spiritually advanced in than I am not spiritually advanced in. Your perspective and your life is beautiful as it unfolds in its own divine timing. I've been through a lot of trials, and you've been through a lot of trials, and we overcome those things, and we learn stuff, and we gain a lot of understanding and knowledge through those trials. It's never too late to start something new. It's never too late to be different. It's never too late to take a different path. Like, you don't have to feel like I'm too old to do that, or I could never go back to school, or I don't want to put myself out there and go for a different job, or I don't want to be like, I don't want people to judge me, or whatever it is that holds you back. You need to stop living life for other people and stop comparing yourself to other people, and like dive deep on what you want to do and where you want to go with your life. I always think back about how when I was playing with my brother and sister, we were locked outside a lot when we were younger. And we would just come up with games and things, and we would like, I would always grab like piles of grass, piles of sticks, and piles of dandelions, and piles of leaves, and I would make my own little like apothecary thing. And then I would have my brother and sister come, and they would like have to tell me that they were hurt, or that they needed medicine or something, and I would make like medicine out of the herbal stuff, and then I would lay my hands on them, and I would like pretend that I was a healer and stuff, and that would be my superpower. And to think back on that and to see where I'm at now is freaking crazy. Like the signs and synchronicities, like I always back then, even when I was little, wanted to be some form of a healer. I wanted to work with herbs. I loved nature. And I became a nurse. And that never was fulfilling for me. Because it was constant chaos, and I never got to sit with patients. You got to record the fridge temperatures. You got to make sure you're ordering all the things for the office. You got to stock the rooms. You got to, everybody's appointment, there's 4 people in one appointment slot, and I've got to make sure that I'm putting them all in rooms so that they don't realize that they're the 4th person at the 10 o'clock spot, and the doctor can't be in there. So I've got to like juggle these things, and then I've got to call in prescriptions, and then I've got to check the fax machine, and then no, none of that was healing to me. None of that fulfilled me in the way that I wanted to care and take care of people and love on people and actually do this equal energy exchange. When I did get to sit with people, I did love it, and I could feel their energy. I know that now, that I could feel their energy, and a lot of the times I could feel their illnesses, and then I could come out of the room and tell the doctor, this is what I think is going on. There's something going on with like I think they have shingles, or I think that they have this, or I think that they have that. And so a lot of the times the doctors that I would work for would eventually trust what I was saying to them, and they would start forming their plan before they even went into the room. And I know now that that was because of my spiritual gift and my ability to feel people's energy and feel their bodies and their ailments. So I don't regret getting a nursing degree. I love that I know all the things that I know logically. I just think that it is so funny that I went from this scientific, modern medicine person to this Eastern, Western, whatever you want to call it, holistic, herbal medicine, energy healing person instead. I do believe that we do need both. We need a combination of all forms of medicine together, and doctors are very necessary. They are very necessary, but I do feel like we need to be treating the whole person, because anytime we have any spiritual, emotional, or physical traumas, those get stuck in our body. And then, like, what is the underlining issue going on that's causing us to have ailments in our body? Is it something that needs to be healed physically, or does it lead back to a lot of emotional and traumatic things that has happened to us in life that we've felt unheard, unvalidated, unloved? And do we need to work on those things in order to help our body feel better and release those energies? So I don't know. I'm just saying, this is where this started. See, this is why I can't be on cold medicine. Is back when I was a kid and I was doing herbal medicine. Hey girl, hey. Like with my little sticks and leaves and all those things, like that was my dream as a kid, to help people and to love people and to heal people and to lay my hands on people. And now I'm doing that. Like I may have went like to school for my nursing degree. I may have spent 10 years in my nursing degree. I may have had an autistic child. I may have had to give up my entire family because they're so toxic. I may have had to give up Troy's family because they completely judged me wrong. Like I may have had to go through a lot of trials, but eventually I am back to where that little girl was who just wanted to help people and lay hands on people and show people the way holistically and naturally to heal themselves. So if there's some dream that you had when you were younger, don't compare yourself to other people and think that it's too late to do those dreams. You can still make those dreams possible. You can still do anything you put your mind to. You want to be, what do you want to be? Where do you want to go with your life? Don't put yourself in society's box and say that you can't do that. You're welcome. Thank you for listening. So those were the spiritual messages that I've missed so far. Tomorrow we should have a live crystal day. It'll probably be pretty scattered because, again, I still do have a cold. And then Connor's been putting together this crystal grid. So I feel like people, like Connor's autistic, right? So he connects to the spiritual realm really, really easily. So he's been putting together this crystal grid, and I wanted to talk about, maybe you guys need to pull out these crystals for this week, but he pulled out some selenite, obsidian, red jasper, pyrite, and fire quartz. So, and he put, like, I'm telling you, good morning, he set up this crystal grid. So obsidian, pyrite are all very protective crystals, and they help shield your energy from negative energies or distractions while fostering your inner strength. So definitely pull out some obsidian and pyrite and work with those. The selenite, obsidian, tiger's eye. That's right, he had a tiger's eye cloud that he put in the circle too. Excuse me. That is all going to help you bring clarity and aid in self-discovery and transformation. So if that's what you're seeking, pull those crystals out. The pyrite, red jasper, and fire quartz, along with the desert rose piece that he pulled out, helps with personal growth, abundance, vitality, and emotional healing. And then the grid as a whole provides a powerful balancing force, pointing towards spiritual alignment and the integration of mind, body, and soul. He's just so special. The grid may be about finding your spiritual path, unlocking hidden potential, and grounding your energy while receiving guidance for personal transformation and growth. And then I wanted to talk a little bit about cycle breakers. That keeps coming up a lot, the cycle breaker. I feel like a lot of people that come into my energy and that come for spiritual healing sessions with me are cycle breakers for their family, for their generational lines, for their ancestors. And so I wanted to talk a little bit about cycle breaking. Being called to be a cycle breaker for your ancestral line is a deeply spiritual and transformative role. This often means that you are here to heal patterns, traumas, and limiting beliefs that have been passed down through your generational line. Sorry, I'm fixing that. Some spiritual signs or experiences that suggest you may be called to this path include A deep sense of purpose or knowing. You may feel a strong sense of purpose or knowing that you are here for something greater. You might not have a clear vision of what that is at first, but there's a feeling that your life holds deeper meaning, especially when it comes to breaking cycles. You may feel a strong pull towards healing, growth, and helping others. Interesting. Very interesting. You notice certain behaviors, patterns, or unresolved traumas repeating across generations in your family. This could include emotional patterns like fear, anger, addiction, or abuse. You may feel that these patterns are not your own, but something that has been passed down. Like, there is a huge issue with my family and their generational line between the bond between women and women. It is so fractured and so toxic. It is horrible. Mother to daughter, mother to daughter, mother to daughter, sisters. Like, it is so bad. Feeling deeply affected by these inherent traits might motivate you to change them, even if it feels like an uphill battle. You may be highly sensitive to the energies and emotions of those around you, particularly your family. This sensitivity might feel overwhelming, but it's often a sign that you are attuned to healing energy, making you aware of what needs to shift. This could show up as a deep emotional or physical response when you witness pain or injustices in your family line. That is like one of the repetitive things in my family line is lying too. Like, there's a lot of lying, and I just absolutely do not see the purpose in lying. Like, I have a huge aversion to lying. And when somebody's lying, or like, and I know they're lying, I cannot let it go. Like, I can't let it go. I have to stand up for what I feel is morally right. Like, I can't. You might often feel misunderstood or out of place in your family, as if you don't quite fit into their patterns or ways of thinking. You may even feel like an outsider or like you are the black sheep, because your energy doesn't align with the family's traditions or habits. This feeling of isolation can stem from your role as the one who is meant to shift things energetically, emotionally, and spiritually. How many of you resonate with the black sheep? You have an intense desire for personal healing, growth, and transformation, which could go beyond just self-care. There's a recognition that you need to break free from inherent limitations or emotional burdens that may have been carried by your ancestors. You may be drawn to practices like therapy, energy healing, meditation, or other spiritual modalities as part of your own spiritual healing. Interesting. You might have a vivid dream or intuitive experience when your ancestors communicate with you, or you feel their energy guiding you. This could be in the form of direct communication, symbolic imagery, or a sense of their presence. You're feeling drawn to connect with your ancestral line through ancestral work, rituals, or exploring family history might feel like an innate calling. See, Sari, break them cycles, girl. There could be a strong internal drive to help others, whether it's through your family or the world at large. This may show up as a calling to work in a healing profession, or simply a natural desire to assist others in breaking free from limiting behaviors or toxic family dynamics. You may feel a deep empathy for others struggling and believe your purpose is to help them transcend what you have witnessed or experienced. Oh, man. I definitely feel like I chose a really, really hard life. I chose to come down here. I chose my mom. I chose my dad. I chose the path I chose. And they could have chosen to be better people. But instead they were overcome by their ancestral line. They were overcome by their traumas and stuff. And so, but because I've experienced such low lows from all the trauma and stuff, I've had to learn to overcome and heal myself through those things. And it makes me a better healer for you guys. It makes me able to transmute and understand your energies better when you've been through similar experiences. It helps me to be passionate about my healing journey and about your healing journey. Just because you're a black sheep and there's toxic family, it doesn't mean you have to stay in that toxic environment. A lot of the times we chose to be that black sheep to break those toxic cycles. Like, we chose to be that person that changes our ancestral line, that makes our future children's children live a more healthy, healed life. And a lot of the times we have to know our self-worth and leave behind a lot of toxic family members. Does that make us a bad cycle breaker because we had to cut ties? No, it doesn't. It makes you a good cycle breaker because you're able to know your self-worth and know that you're creating healthier habits and lifestyles for your future generations. What are your triggers? Knowing your triggers, Sari, and why do those things make you angry? And then working on how you can heal those triggers. You may experience moments of synchronicities, coincidences, or spiritual signs like numbers, symbols, or messages that reinforce the feelings you are meant to break generational cycles. These experiences may serve as confirmation or guidance on your path. Sometimes challenging life events or hardships can feel like a call to action, as if you are being tested to grow, learn, and ultimately break the cycles that have held your family back. A lot of the times, you're given the same cycle. Like, not only did you have to let go of like toxic family members, but then you ended up with a partner that was toxic and you had to do it again. And then you ended up with a friend that was toxic and you had to do it again. Like, it just keeps coming back. When are you going to learn to put yourself first and know that your energy and your time and your heart is so important that it doesn't deserve to even start that cycle? Like, we shouldn't even get to starting that cycle. You may feel a calling to do something very specific, like changing the way certain family traditions are carried out or introduce new perspectives into your family. This might involve speaking up about things that have been hidden, bringing awareness to old family secrets, or simply creating a new blueprint for your future generations. So I do love like the old ways, the old traditions. I love the firesides and the get-togethers where you just eat and share love. And I like the where you put altars out for different spiritual meanings. Like my kid, like Cutler, knows he's got a little altar, little prayer table for his specific like spiritual things. He wants to bring a rock or a stick, and he thinks it's special. He can put it on his altar. Loving everybody in your like inner circle like they are family, even if they aren't family. Doing more like Yule traditions than Christmas traditions, like just getting back to the old ways, the ways that we used to celebrate holidays in the olden days instead of like the new. I know that when my kids get older it will be easier, but right now, because society, like Valentine's Day, right? Like I don't feel like that's, Valentine's Day is kind of silly. But we'll be able to do different traditions as our kids get older. I just want to do older style family things. So I'm definitely creating new traditions and stuff. And my kids are already different because of it. So I'm already creating a new family dynamic. So I do love that. When you begin actively challenging certain norms or practices that no longer serve the greater good, you are shifting the direction of your lineage. You might feel an unspoken responsibility to not only heal yourself, but to also help heal your family or the next generation. You might have an overwhelming sense of duty to make things right, even when it's difficult or unpopular within your family. This responsibility could come with a feeling of empowerment, but also pressure. As you may realize that you're breaking free from the change of past patterns. You might receive direct guidance from your higher self, spirit guides, or ancestors showing you the steps or paths to follow. This could come through meditations, dreams, intuitive knowing, or synchronicities. And signs like animals, feathers, numbers, or other symbolic tokens might repeatedly show up in your life, indicating that you're on the right path and that the work you're doing is being recognized spiritually. You might be having a powerful inner drive to create a different legacy for future generations, one that's free of inherent limitations or traumas you've witnessed in your family. This can manifest as a strong desire to build healthier relationships, embrace difficult spiritual practices, or even start new family traditions that promote healing and peace. Being a cycle breaker is a sacred responsibility, and if you're feeling drawn to this role, it means you are likely spiritually equipped and capable of navigating this important path. It involves immense strength, healing, and sometimes breaking away from old ways of being. It's not an easy task, but it's often a path of deep soul growth and spiritual evolution, not just for you, but for the entire ancestral line. So I'm telling you, a lot of people that come and see me, they fall into this category of cycle breakers. And you guys hold on to so much trauma and so much emotional pain, not just from you, but from your ancestral line. So coming to me for an energy healing session is super important if you feel like you fit into this category. And putting your healing first to make those, like, I'm going to go once a month or once every other month, or I'm going to go to a sound bath once a week or once every other week. But you have got to start doing your healing, not just for you, but for your children and for your children's children. We have to start creating healthy habits to get rid of this energy, to get rid of the stuff that we're holding on to. We cannot keep on these, like, not putting ourselves first and not believing in our self-worth. We are worthy of the time and energy it takes to heal ourselves and our ancestral line. I've been seeing the number 5 a ton. So I did want to say that 5 is a lot about freedom, change, and adaptability. It's a lot about transformation, experiences, and exploration. So like if you've been seeing a lot of 5s, it's talking about a lot of changes coming about. There's a lot of, like, you have to embrace the change. Change makes us better. It's scary, but it pushes us to be better people, and we learn and grow, and it always brings about amazing blessings. So try to be more go with the flow with what's happening and allow the changes to happen. Release the old patterns, the old traumas, the old. Release the old and embrace the new. And trust the process is basically what the spiritual message I had on top of the other spiritual messages. So I hope that you guys have a beautiful and wonderful day. I do have an energy session at 11:30. I think I have somebody shopping after 12:45. So I will be here. We have the sound bath tonight at 8 p.m. and Crystal's going to do her energy healing. Please, if you feel called to do so, please come. Start taking your healing seriously. We don't just do this for ourselves. We do this because we want to help other people heal as well. I may go live, or I may just record it and post it on YouTube. I'll probably just record the sound bath and post it on YouTube. Have a good day, you guys. Bye.